having a Ansible-Day-9 session, right? Ansible-Day-9 session. So in the previous session, that is in Ansible Day 8 session, right? We had covered how to write few playbook files, right? And also like we had understood about what is the import task, right? So we can split the task, right? Multiple tasks into different files and call that same file, task file, by using the import underscore task model. Similarly, we have one more model, is include underscore task. This I told you that I will be discussing this later on, right? So there are two important models are the import underscore task and include underscore task. And also like we had learned about like how to install a Java package either in the Ubuntu or either in a CentOS. Any of the servers, right? We can install the Java. So we need to have the steps, right? Manually, you need to get the steps first, like how to install it, and then convert the whole manual step into a playbook file. So that's what we had learned in the last session. Now, so today's topic is to continue from there itself. So where we had left actually. So here, if you see in the last session, right, I had in previous session, we have installed Java on Ubuntu and CentOS, right? And if you want to see it, this is what the playbook we had written. So install Java underscore Ubuntu. You could see that this is the playbook file, simple playbook file which we have written it. So of course I uninstalled it actually. So I'll just say installing Java, right? And then instead of absent, I'll say present. So this is what we have. So we basically installed it using the APT model, right? We try to install it, and then we had just applied in sense like we just executed this playbook file and it installed in the Ubuntu server, right? But here, if you see it actually, what happened in our host file, right? We are having a two servers. On both these servers, what happened, right? The Java got installed. This Java got installed, correct? But here in the host file, you are having both the IP addresses. These two IP addresses are nothing but the Ubuntu server IP address. That is nothing but the node 1 and node 2 IP address, right? Node 1 and 2, node 2. So here, if you come over here, and if you see here, so I'm having node 1, node 2, node 3. Node 1, node 2 are both are Ubuntu, whereas a node 3 is a CentOS machine, right? For the CentOS, you have to use a yum package. So we had written a separate, even a separate playbook file to install the same Java package, that is the Java 11 OpenJDK, okay, using CentOS. But here you have to use a yum model, right? So yum is a packaging model which you use in CentOS. Similarly, we are having a APT. It is a packaging model which we use in our Ubuntu. But the stuff is that actually, suppose that tomorrow you are having for SUSE, you are having for Red Hat, you are having for some other distribution. Do you think that for each and every distribution I will write a separate playbook file? It is very tedious task, right? And maintainability become very difficult. And that is not a no good practice to have a different stuff actually. Or else you might say that, okay, Rajesh, okay, let me do one thing. Okay, in the host file, so you're having these two IP address. These are nothing but this is the IP address of your node or node 2. Fine, okay. So let me do one thing. Let me group this two. Let me group this two under the Ubuntu. Correct. Okay, fine. So let me use this Ubuntu as a group while installing our Java package. Okay, instead of all, I'll use Ubuntu. Fine. That is also fine. Okay. Now I have a node 3 also. For node 3, it is a CentOS. For the CentOS, what you will do? Okay, let me go to the host, and here I'll create one more group, something like a CentOS like this, and copy the IP address over here. For the node 3, the private IP address is this, so I'll copy it over here like this. Okay, sorry, copy. So this 132.31.21.164, this is for the CentOS. Fine. But when you are having, so when you're having a playbook file where you want to install for multiple different distribution, right? Then in that case, what happened that you would say that Rajesh, what I will do that this is for the Ubuntu. Fine. I will write one more task like this. So let me copy this like this. You would say like this, and I'll go over here in the same file. Or else let me do one thing, guys. Let me create one more file. Install Java in all distribution .yaml. So you are installing in everywhere. So what you did, right? You first copied over the same stuff here, copy it, and here you will place paste it. Fine. And then like you'll go to the CentOS, copy this, and come to your here. And what you will do? So here like this you have to do it. Correct, guys? So like this you did it. Okay, here what happened, right? Here you have to use CentOS. See now what happened based on the host type. Host group. Here you have used CentOS, here is Ubuntu. So this will perfectly work fine. Okay, because here what happened, all the IP addresses you have added in the same host file. Correct? And then like in only one, with only one playbook file, you have written in such a way that actually it can install, it can install the Java package based on the distribution type. But don't you see that it is getting repeated over here? Many things are getting repeated over here, right? Even see instead of M here only APT is a change. That's all. Same thing here instead of APT here M is only changed. And also like yeah, few differences you are finding in Java package and all. Fine. So this is what you are seeing it actually. Now to to make it more robust, or you can even reduce the number of lines of code. So what you can do basically, guys, you can use the like you can use a generic package or the Java package model, or the you have a package model in Ansible, right? The packaging model in Ansible. See, if you come over here, see, you are having a packaging model. See, APT. See, this is a package model. If you go to the package model, this is a generic OS package manager. It is irrespective of whether it is a Ubuntu or whether it is a CentOS. This package model will install the particular package actually, right? So either instead of using APT or using M, I can use the package model, right? But the stuff is here is that actually, guys, the stuff is here that you need to give that this name package will be different with a different distribution, right? This is pertaining to your CentOS and this is pertaining to your APT, correct? That is what we saw, right? When we try to check in a net, right? No Java installation steps in Ubuntu, like we got this package name. Similarly, when I search for the Java installation in CentOS 7, I got this package name. So how I can make in a better way? So to make it in a better way or to reduce the complexity, right? We use something known as Ansible facts actually. Okay. So the topic is today's topic is that we need to learn about what are Ansible facts actually, and what are Ansible variables. How I can make use of the variables in Ansible. So these are the two important topics which we will be covering today. Okay, so I'll come back to the statement, problem statement, that we can do it. We can still reduce the complexity. Okay, how we can reduce the complexity? By using, instead of using M or APT, I can use a generic model which is known as the package model. Fine. And here also what happened, right? I need to mention the package name. What is the name of the package you want to install for the Java? This is for your Ubuntu and this is for your CentOS. Fine. Still, I can reduce the complexity. So before I start reducing, or before I reduce this the code into a simple manner so that it can install based on the distribution, it can install it. So we need to learn, or we need to understand about what are Ansible facts actually. What are Ansible facts? See, basically Ansible facts, to be very specific, like for example, you know very well that we have an architecture of this Ansible. This is an Ansible control server. Control manager or controller or control server. And this we have as a node 1 and node 2. node 1 and node 2. Correct? And you know very well that the server has connected with the node 1 as well as the server has connected with the node 2 also, right? It can able to communicate each other either with the password or with the passwordless communication. Fine. Now, whenever the Ansible control manager, it want to get the information about the node 1 information. Node 1 information means what are the information node 1? Suppose like it has to understand, understand what is the kernel version which is running in the node 1. Okay. What is the Linux distribution which is running, or which is the what is the distribution which is been using. Okay. What is how many number of CPUs are being used by that particular node 1? What is the RAM size? What are the hardware details? Like this, if the Ansible control manager, it want to get all this information regarding the node 1, the same information it has to get even for the node 2 also. Okay, same information it has to get the node 2. So the Ansible control server or the Ansible control manager, it can get the information with the help of one of the model known as a setup model. So using setup model, the Ansible control manager or control server can get the information about each and every node information. There are plenty of informations are there, guys, for each and every node. Like few of them which I have just distributed, like there's a Linux kernel version, Linux distribution, or else what is a OS family, like this. There are many informations are there for each and every node. Even like for example, you want to get the IPv6 address, IPv4 address, IPv4 address or IPv6 address, whatever information you need. So this information said, but this is the information about your system information or the hardware information, right? So you want whenever you want to get the whenever you want to know or you want to understand the entire information about your system or the server or the hardware, you can get the information with the help of a setup model. Same thing, the setup model is also used for even for the node 2 also. So this is the common setup model which we use for gathering the information. So in Ansible terminology, we call these informations as facts, right? We call this all this information, right? Whatever we have this information in Ansible language, we call it as a facts actually. We call it as a facts. Okay. In our term, we call it as a system information or system or the hardware information, we say in a common terminology. But in Ansible, we call this as a facts actually. So now let us display the entire information about this node and node 2, right? So for that, let us go to our servers. Let us go to our servers. So we'll go to the servers. Let me log into the servers. So I'll log into the Ansible control server. Copy it, copy the public IP. Give the public IP. So I have the root access. I logged into the Ansible server. Similarly, I will try to log in even into the node 1 and node 2 also. Later, I'll try to log into the node 3. So node 1 I have logged in. Similarly, for the node 2 also, I will log in. Okay, so I have logged in node 1, node 2, node 3. And if you go through your inventory file, etc Ansible host file, you could see that you are having an IP address. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me, to reduce the complexity, I will remove this CentOS and everything. As of now, I don't need. I will remove this also. Okay, I have this two IP address. This is a node 1 IP address and this is a node 2 IP address, right? So I'll just save this file. So now what I will do, I'll just say first let me ping Ansible -m ping all. I just try to ping if you are able to reach it out on both the servers. Yes, I'm able to reach it out. Okay, fine. Now what I will do, I'll just say Ansible all hyphen m. So as I said right earlier, right, to get the information you need to use a setup model. So you can later go with the setup model. You can go this with Ansible hyphen doc and just say setup model. You'll get to know about this entire model, what the setup model does. This model is automatically called by playbook to gather useful variables about the remote host that can be used in playbook. Right? There are many other values are there. There are something as the filters. We will see later what is this filters. So you will get plenty of information about the setup model. We can go through this document also. Okay. So, but in the command line, in an ad hoc way, how I can use it? Ansible hyphen m. You can use all hyphen m, and the model name is setup model. So if you enter it, see, you could able to get so many information about both the nodes, because what Ansible is doing, Ansible is trying to check it. Okay, let me change the settings window. Okay, let me rerun that command again. Now you could see that if I scroll up, actually, see, the output is so huge. See, here I'm able to get the information of 172.31.25.137. This is nothing but your node 1 IP address, right? The node 1 IP address, not node 2 IP address. This is, see, 137 is a node 2 IP address. If you come down, you could see that, see, Ansible all IPv all IP4 underscore address. See, this is what it is. See, for your, this is the IP address for your node 1 IP address, right? So you could see one more thing, that Ansible underscore facts. It starts with it. This looks like a JSON only. It's a key and value pair, guys, actually, right? So you are having one variable, so Ansible underscore all IP4 address. Come down, you could even see that Ansible architecture, it is x86. Okay, fine. And if you come, it will show you the epoch time. So how long the system is up and running, like that. It will show the information. And if you still come down, you'll get many other informations, right? What is the default IP4 address and all, like what is a MAC address, what is an MTU and all. And if you come down, still you will get all the some of the hardware informations you will get, actually Ansible, like those servers hardware information you will get it. So loop 1, loop 2, like that. And if you come down, still, see, so very important is one of the parameters, but the Ansible underscore distribution. See, that machine is CentOS. Sorry, the machine is Ubuntu machine. See, the Ubuntu, and you could even see that the Ansible distribution file variety is Debian. Okay, it means that it's a Debian distribution, right? Now, if you come down, still, if you come down, you will have one variable known as Ansible underscore OS underscore family. This is nothing but the information about a networking, right? And if you still come down, so where is it? This is the host name, Ansible host name and all, fine. And here, there is one more important information which I am looking for, is a Ansible underscore OS underscore family. That is, there is one variable Ansible underscore OS underscore family. Where is it? I'm not able to get it. Okay, these are all block devices. See, this is what I wanted. Ansible underscore OS underscore family. So this is very important, one of the important variable which most of the time we'll be using when we are writing a playbook file. So we'll be using all this like factors or the facts whenever we are using something with the conditions, actually. So when we come across the condition loops and all, there you will learn still better way of how to use these facts, right, in your playbook file. So this is one of the very important which I'll be using it, actually. And if you come down, there are many other. So what happening over that, it is showing you for both the nodes, whatever we are having in the etc Ansible host file, right? For both these IP addresses, setup module is displaying all the information about this system information it is displaying. So what is the command? Ansible all -m setup module. Now Suppose assume that I want to filter it actually. I want to filter it. So I can use a hyphen A means argument. You can use like this filter. Filter is equal to. So you say that Rajesh, I want to get the what is the Ansible underscore OS underscore family like this. Like this, you are using the filters. You are only see for 170.31.626.75, you are getting Ansible underscore OS underscore family as a Debian. Similarly, what is happening that you Ansible underscore OS underscore family as a Debian. See for these servers. So assume that I have added Ansible host file. Even I have added the IP address of your node 3 also. Node 3 IP address. See, this is the node 3 IP address, which is not but the CentOS. So I've just added it. Now you see that the same command, if I run it, okay, for your CentOS, it is showing the Ansible underscore OS underscore family as Red Hat. So this is what we required. Okay, it means that by using this one of the facts or one of the Ansible fact variable, okay, we are understanding that it will give the information about the OS family. It is about the operating system family. Either you can go with the operating system family or the distribution. Suppose that I want to display the distribution. Okay, I don't know much about the distribution. So filter is equal to something like a star distribution something distribution star. I mean, I don't know. It starts with something. There is some distribution and it ends with something. Okay. See, you could see that Ansible underscore distribution. See, Ansible underscore distribution is Ubuntu. Ubuntu. See, Ansible underscore distribution is CentOS. See, it is showing for this IP address. It is showing as CentOS. Oh, can I use the Ansible underscore distribution for checking some conditions? Yes, you can check this condition with the help of this. Ansible underscore distribution is equal to CentOS. Okay, then I think in that case we can use this. So now what is happening is that, friends, like for example, here I'm having Ansible examples. So let me don't think, let me etc Ansible host file. So I'll just divide this two across two groups actually. One is a Ubuntu and other is a CentOS. So this last IP address is CentOS IP address, right? Right. Okay. Now you could see that we have written so many playbook files. So suppose if you open the first playbook file, So what we did in the first playbook file, guys, we just try to use some models like copy model, file model, and APT model to do it actually, right? But if you see it very carefully, what is happening is that actually I'm not using anything as facts here, right? So when I run this playbook file, Ansible hyphen playbook, and then say first hyphen playbook.yaml file. When I'm running this playbook file, you could see that actually it is showing you a task was a gather underscore facts. Gather underscore facts. It means that basically what exactly is happening is that actually that your playbook file, whenever you're writing playbook file, by default, setup model is enabled within the playbook itself. I need not to explicitly use. Am I using anywhere setup model here? I'm using anywhere setup model, right? I'm not using any specifically anywhere in setup model. By default, what happened, right? Setup model is always enabled. It means that while running a playbook, always it tries to gather the facts. So that's the reason I said in the very beginning that when you are running any playbook file, always it will run one particular task known as a gather underscore fact. Even though you have not mentioned this fact, this task in your playbook file, still what happened, right? The Ansible will try to gather the facts. Now you say that Rajesh, okay, it is running. Now it is gathering the fact actually. I don't want to gather the fact now. So what I will do that before the task, okay, here what we can do that gather underscore facts. You can mention it as a false actually. Either you can mention the false or you can even mention as a no also. So now you could see that I'm mentioning the false. It means that now specifically you're saying that I don't want to gather facts actually. It means that you are reducing one of the tasks to be executed. So now when you try to run the playbook file, okay, Now you could see that the task gather underscore fact, you could see that now it is not working. Correct? Now it is not. Don't worry about this. There is some error. That's fine. But you could see that actually gather underscore facts has not been executed. It means that you have disabled it. You want to enable it. Yeah, same thing. Instead of false, you can mention it as a true. Yeah. By default, it is enabled. You need not to do. You need not to specifically say anything over here. But if you're using this gather underscore facts, right, then we can either make it as a false or true like this. Now it will try to start gathering the facts. So, so this is very important gather facts which we will be using heavily, and all these gather facts, right? Whatever we are using, like for example, I did a Ansible-M all, and I use setup, right? It is displaying all the information. Ansible-M all -M setup. See, when all this information, these are about the information about that particular node. So whatever the nodes we're talking, right? Node 1, node 2, node 3, right? All the information about that is for the particular node. So these are all the by default, values and the variables and the values by default. All these are by default built in. Actually, this is not customizable. Customizable in sense like suppose tomorrow you say that Rajesh, I want to have the facts, but I should have my own customized fact. Right here, you could say that Rajesh, in this you are getting so much information by using setup model, but the node 1, node 2, it should have its own customized model actually, or the customized facts it should have. For that, what you need to do, okay? For that, what you have to do is you have to run some steps. So you should go to the node 1. What you have to do is you have to say mkdir -p. You have to create one directory under etc Ansible. You have to create a directory. Under that, there's one directory you have to create another facts.d. Something you have to create a directory. After that, one you need to get inside that directory etc Ansible facts.d, and you need to create one file. You can create any file with any name. I'll just say like node1 dot fact. Like always, the file should end with the dot fact as an extension whenever you want to create it. Here inside, what you will do that you will create one group, something like a worker node1, something like this, and then like I will use something like a Apache is equal to 4.5.6 something, and anything you can give kernel version is equal to 3.4 like that. Then save the file. Once you save this file, here come back to your Ansible control server. Here, whenever you want to display this customize facts, then you have to say Ansible all -m setup -a. You have to filter it like this. Filter is equal to Ansible underscore local. Like that you have to do. So when you use Ansible underscore local, it will display this all this local facts actually, whatever you have written it. So let's do the same stuff, guys. So let me do one thing. Let me go to my node 1. Okay. So I'll go to the etc. Okay. Can you check is there any Ansible directory? See, there's no Ansible directory, right? So what I'll do, I'll say mkdir -p etc Ansible, and then you have to create one directory by name facts.d. So this is by default, you have to do it. So get inside the etc Ansible facts.d. Right now, here you create one file, anything, any name with a name, something like I'll say worker -node-1 dot fact. Name can be anything. Here I can mention the Rajesh.fact, something, anything. The name doesn't matter actually. So I'll create a directory. I create a file, and here I need to create one group actually. Inside it, what is a group? Something worker -node-1. Then what you have to write? Apache, same thing as I said. Apache is equal to 3 point or else 4.5.6 something, and the kernel version is equal to 3.2. Okay. What is a RAM size? RAM size is something like a 16 GB. Okay. HDD hard disk size is equal to 1 TB terabyte. That's all. Save this file. So the same stuff I'll be doing in a node 2 also. Go to the node 2. I'll just say mkdir -p etc ansible facts.d. This is a default directory with the same name. You need to create it. Under etc Ansible you have to create, under Ansible you have to create a facts.d. So get inside that etc Ansible facts.d. Here you can create any file with any name. I'll just say worker-node-2 dot fact fact. You have to always give it the extension dot fact. And here you can create one group, something like a worker-node-2. Okay, I'll just say anything you can give. Like for example, what is it actually? Your network card. Network card. What is the network card details? Your card, network card is nothing but your a real tech, RTL 8139 model something. Your graphic card. Graphic card. What is a graphic card? Is nothing but your NVIDIA graphic card. Right? What is a sound card? Sound card. Anything, guys. You can give anything. It doesn't matter. Actually. Bose. Right? Bose, right? Bose card. Actually, Bose sound card. All right. Now you have saved this file. So guys, you have created your customized facts actually in node 1 and node 2. Now I want to display it actually. Okay. So now what I will do that, let me check in the etc Ansible host file what is there. Okay, you are having groups actually. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just say Ansible. Okay, I will not say all, because if I say all, it will try to check in all the things. I will give the group now. Okay, I want to only search for Ubuntu, because in node or node or Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu servers, right? I'm just so in this group you need to get the local facts actually. So Ansible Ubuntu -m setup model -a. What is the filter you have to use? filter filter is equal to Ansible underscore local. Like this you have to do. Now you could see, guys, it will display the local value. See, can you see over here? For the worker one, see, Apache, HDD, kernel, RAM. See, for your node 2, you could see the graphic card, network card, sound card. See, so in this way, you can define your own customized local, setup. You can customize your local setup for your node 1 and node 2 like this. So these are the steps you need to follow it. Whatever I have written over here, right? Same thing you have to follow it. Is it clear, guys? Any doubts you have till here? If you don't have any doubts, we'll proceed further. Now, coming back to here. So when it's like that's what. So Ansible facts you understood, right? When you wanted to get the fact, you have to use a setup model. You have to use it. So that's a model which you will get all the information, right? So now here in this case, how you can effectively use it actually. Like for example, here you have mentioned the Ubuntu fine, but here you can mention the condition. Suppose for example, here I'm having a Ubuntu. Okay, this is a Ubuntu. Like, so it means that I'm trying to install the Java package, right, on the Ubuntu server, right? But here you can mention one thing is that you can just say there's one condition. We'll be discussing the condition later. You'll say when, okay, when Ansible underscore facts, okay, like this. OS underscore family is equal to Debian. Like this. So it means that what you're doing here, you're just checking with the using the when condition. Here you are having something Ansible_facts, where I'm getting all these things. See, can you see here? See, Ansible_facts I'm using. Same thing, Ansible_facts I'm using. And here you could see that you are having one already. You had one variable right here, like earlier when I executed this command by using the filters. See, so when I use these filters, you saw, right? I'm using Ansible_OS_family. See, Ansible_OS_family. I'm using it as a Debian. See, I'm just checking whether it is equal to Debian. If it is equal to Debian, the condition, then only you install the package. Otherwise, skip it, like that will say. Right. So now what is happening here? Here in our case, when it comes to your host file, etc Ansible host file, you are having a 3 IP addresses. Okay, let me do this. Let me remove the group also, so that let me remove this group. So these are 3 IP addresses. The first 2 IP addresses are nothing but your Ubuntu IP addresses. Fine. This is nothing but the CentOS. Now what I'm trying to run this. What I'm trying to run this playbook file. Install Java on the Ubuntu. But here, so this Java will get installed in these 2 servers. For everywhere, it is going to check whether the Ansible facts OS_family is equal to Debian. It will check it out like this. So if you go to the Google, guys, and if you go to the Google, and if you just say, anyhow, I'll be covering these conditions in Ansible, but just say if you open the conditions variable, conditions model, right? So you're having conditions actually. If you come over here at the down, can you see here? When Ansible_facts OS_family is equal Debian, like this. I think I did some small mistake. Okay. I think the code should be here inside it actually, not outside. See? Can you see over here? When Ansible_fact. So when this command will get executed, the command will execute only when that machine is a Debian server or when the OS family is Debian. Otherwise, if it is not Debian, this command will not get executed. So similarly, what happened that this entire, the playbook file, it will get executed only when the OS family is Debian. If it is a Red Hat or CentOS, this will, let me do one thing. Let me go to the. So here, you guys, in the Ansible, in the inventory, you are having 3 IP addresses. CentOS. Now you could see that how things will work. Go. Let me get into it. I'll say just install Java on Ubuntu with the condition something, so that you'll get to know with the condition .yaml. Okay, I think so. Here you could see that yes, the same position, correct, and everything is perfectly. Now I will try to run this playbook actually. Ansible-playbook install Java Ubuntu condition.yaml. Sorry, I think I have to change, instead of Ubuntu, it should make it all actually. Again, I will run it. I could see that it's gathering facts for everything. Fine. It is installed the OpenJDK, but you could see that it is skipping it actually. It is skipping for 172.31.24. For what it is? This is the IP address for the CentOS, right? See, 164 is a CentOS IP address. See, come over here. Go back to here. See, CentOS is 164. So it is skipping for that. And then for other, it is installing it actually. That's what I have to understand. It means that based on the condition, it is checking whether if that server is a CentOS, then skip it. Yes, if the server is Ubuntu, go ahead with the installation like that. See, it is installing. That's what it's saying. Changed. Oh, it is installing. Changed. It is installing. See, it is installed it actually. The same thing. What we can do that here. So here, let me change this all like this. CentOS, like here, what I will do, guys, copy it, the same thing, copy it, and in your CentOS, what you will do, instead of Red Hat, instead of Debian, it is Red Hat. Red Hat. In this way, you are able to manage. Correct. So now, can we have all in a single playbook file? Yes, you can have in a single playbook file. Write down here. I'll copy this one. Okay. I'll write down here. Correct. Now, do you want all these things? No, you don't want all these things. You can remove it. See, you can remove this task also. Right. That means that it's a single playbook file. You can achieve, even though you are having the host as having all the IP addresses, different IP addresses of different distribution, still it will work. So here you have to just change one thing here, all. Right. Now what I can do, I can copy it, same stuff. See, so here you are much more simplifying. It means that instead of having a two different playbooks in only one playbook file, with the help of this when condition and with the help of Ansible facts, I'm able to do it. Right. Copy this. Copy this. Come over here, and you will just say that what is it? Install Java in all distribution. Install Java in all distribution. .yaml. See guys, everything is perfectly fine. This will get installed because here you're using yum. It means it will install for that IP address where there is a OS family is Red Hat, and this is for the where it will be installing for the Debian package, right? Correct. So let's save this file. Then Ansible-playbook install Java in all distribution. See, now it will work. See. So anyhow, you have installed. See, for the for your this one, it is skipping this IP address and it is installing. Whereas when it is installing for your Red Hat or CentOS, it is skipping this two IP address. It is installing. See. So in this way, we are able to install the same Java package by using a single playbook file, just by using this when conditional with the help of Ansible_facts. Is it clear, guys? Any doubts you have till here? I hope that when you practice it, you will get to know, right? You have to practice all these examples. Otherwise, you'll not understand or you'll not get to know how things are working. Okay. Okay. Now, so that's all about this one Ansible like facts by using setup model. Okay, so now what is our next agenda? What we are going to cover now? So we need to cover about. We will start today with the Ansible variables. I hopefully that it should get completed by today, but still we will see like whether we're going to complete it or not. Okay, so the next topic is nothing but your variables actually. Ansible variables. Very important, guys. This is a very important topic which we'll be using heavily in our like in our day-to-day activity, right? Whenever we are writing any playbook, right, we'll be using variables very heavily, right? No, you know that variables basically we use for many times, like suppose whenever a developer is writing any code, suppose a developer is writing any code. So what he will do, the developer, he will try to write some code like this actually. The big some code he will try to write like this actually, and he will use the same code again and again multiple times in his program actually. So always he want to type the whole string again everywhere within a file. Instead of doing that, what he will do, right? He will try to use some variable, something like this actually, like my var is equal to, like this he will use my var like this is equal to, and you do it, and he will call this variable whenever he required to make use of the string in his file actually, right? So what it will do, it will reduce the writing, coding the whole lengthily everywhere in the file, that it will reduce. Tomorrow what happened, right? If suppose that this value will get changed, he not to go and change everywhere in the file wherever it is in. Just he has to just come over here and change only this value, that's all. My var is equal to whatever the value is there, right? That he has to just change. So in that case, what happened, right? It will reduce his, it will reduce his, as well as the code looks very good actually. So it will reduce all kind of a complexity if he is using variables. And we know that variables we have used heavily in our Terraform, or we have used variables even in Docker, Kubernetes, right? Even in the shell scripting, we are used the variable. Similarly, same thing we'll be using variables even here in Ansible also. Okay. So, like for example, suppose you say that Rajesh, I always use a file, something like etc password file. I'll always use this file always. It means that, so can I use a variable? Yes, you can use a variable by name my file is equal to something. Similarly, suppose like Rajesh, I want to create a directory, or I'm referring to a particular directory every time within my playbook file. So why to type it completely? Can I use a variable? Yes. Like suppose like under temp, like something like Rajesh you're creating. See, you can assign a variable. Or as Rajesh, you will say that always I'm be opening one file. So you can just say my command is equal to cat of /etc/possibility. Always you will be trying to open this file again. So instead of calling this cat etc possibility file, can I use a variable? Yes, I can use a variable by name my command is equal to. So in this way, we are able to use a variable actually. Okay, I'll be using these variables heavily in our program. Now, let's see how to make use of this variable. Okay, okay. So what I will do, I will create a separate directory here. I will not mingle this. Okay, I'll use this something like a variables. Okay, okay. A folder I have created. Within this folder, let me create a new file actually. And let me write one first where something the variable one.yaml file. One second. Oh, this is heavily raining today. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Now, so let me write one playbook file to show you how to use a variables actually. So guys, a variable is a little lengthy topic actually. Okay, it's a very big topic actually. So we'll try to cover today. If in case if you're not able to cover it, we'll continue tomorrow also. Okay. So what we'll do, like we'll write a simple playbook file. So what I'll do, I'll just say, always you know that the playbook starts with the three hyphens. Okay, three hyphens, fine. And afterwards I'll say hyphen name. Okay, this playbook is used to demonstrate variables. Okay, fine. Then what else? Hosts all. I'll just say okay. Host all. Then you know that become yes, right? Become yes means you are becoming a pseudo user, right? So these three things we know very well, that whenever you're writing any playbook file, guys, you have to first use a name. If you're not using also, but it doesn't matter. But it is better to always write the name. So this will describe what exactly your playbook does actually. Okay, and you have to use a host. Okay, all, and become yes pseudo user, right? So this is mandatory always whenever you are writing any playbook file. After that, you'll be using a task actually. Before I use a task, let me do one thing. Let me use some variables. So to define a variables, I'll use vars. Vars equals, okay, give two space my dir. Okay, my dir. What is it? I'll just say under a temp. I want to create a Rajesh directory. Fine. My file. what is it, etc. I can use anything, shadow file or the etc possibility file. Okay, fine. Okay. Now, after that, you could see that I'll be writing the task over here now. Tasks. What is the task you have to write? So I'll be using the file model, right? File model. So what the file model does, guys, file model does hyphen name. What the file model does? So if you see the first playbook file, right? In the first playbook file, what I have the file model, what I have did. See file, you have to give the path and you have to give the state. It means that in the particular nodes like node 1 and node 2, you want to create a particular directory or a particular file you want to create, right? So that's what it is. So what I'm using that, I will be using the file model here also the same way. So here the file model I'm using. Oh, okay, sorry, I think I have to use the path. You have to give two space here. 1, 2. Okay. Path. What is the path? Slash temp directory Rajesh. And what is the state? I need to create a directory. Now, if you see over here, see over here, I've already defined a variable by name mydr is about temp slash temp Rajesh. Okay. State is directory. Can I replace this string with this variable mydr? Yes. So whenever you want to replace this string with a variable, what you have to do, right? You have to use a double quotes, and then you have to use the double curly bracket and close with the double curly bracket. Here in between, you have to use the variable my dr. Like this, you have to use it. So here, what happened that it will try to check where is a variable by name my dr. Yes, my dr is there. So replace this my dr with this text actually. That's how the Ansible will do. So simple, guys. Here I have already defined my dr is equal to temp Rajesh, and my file is etc possibility file. Later we will use, I have not yet used this my file, but I'll be using it later. But you could make out that I'm using a just a simple file model, and then I'm trying to create a directory actually. Where it will create a directory under the node 1 and node 2, both these nodes, node 1 and node 2, under temp Rajesh directory will get created. So let me check in node 1, is there any Rajesh directory slash temp? There's nothing is there. Let me don't think, let me remove everything. So here in the node 2 also, go to the slash temp directory. So let me remove everything. I don't need anything. I will remove everything. See, it is empty now, right? Now what I will do here, I'll just try to copy this file. Copy this variable. Come here. So I am under the Ansible examples. Let me do one thing. Let me create one variable directory here also. Variables. So I will get inside the variable directory. Here I'll say variable one.yaml file. Right? Now let me run this playbook file. Now Ansible -playbook variable one -fn syntax -check. Let me first check the syntax. What is it? Line number 2. Variables. Yes. Pairs. Correct. What is wrong? Okay. My dear. Correct only. My dear is in double quotes. Correct only. And this is a directory. State is directory. Okay. If you go to the first playbook file, what you have? File dir. Correct only. My DAR, correct. Last time Rajesh. My DAR. State is nothing but the directory. Correct. Correct only. What is the wrong in this? Malformed block was encountered while loading task. Path should be list or none, but in the class parsing appears variable dot line number 2, but maybe somewhere else in the file depending upon the exact syntax. The often to be this playback used to demonstrate the variables here. Posts. Correct now all. Hmm. Three hyphens. Become yes, correct. Task, task, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Very sorry. I'm sorry. Here after here 1 2, you have to give hyphen, right? Hyphen 1 2. Sorry, very sorry. Copy it here. Go back to here. Variables. Here variable not YAML. Remove everything. This is what it is. So when you do a syntax check now, so this should work fine now, right? So so now what I will do, I will try to run this playbook file. When I run this playbook file, you could see that actually it has created a directory here by name Rajesh. If you do an ls-l, you could see Rajesh has been created. Here also node 2, ls-l. Even the node 3 also it has created, because node 3 is nothing but the CentOS, right? Here also the directory has created. I have not logged in node 3, but it has created it, right? So in this way, what I'm trying to do that I am trying to create by using the same and replacing this whole string with the help of a variable actually by my dr. And to make use of the variable, you always have to use a double curly bracket and close your curly bracket. In between there should be some space here, double curly bracket space, and you have to mention this variable my dr, and again space, close a double curly bracket. Like this it should always be like this, right? And also what is happening is that actually that you should always have a double quotes. If you don't use the double quote, it will not work out. Always there should be a double quotes actually. Yes, double quote should be there. It is mandatory. Now let us make few more things. Okay. Now let me do one thing. Let me use one copy model actually. A hyphen copy model. So 1 2. Okay. Source. Source. What is a source? Source is nothing but an etc possibility. Destination. where you want to copy it. You want to copy under /temp Rajesh directory. That means that this file you are trying to copy under the /temp Rajesh directory of node 1 and node 2, right? Source is nothing, etc password defined, right? Destination. What else? Owner is nothing but the Ravi. Permission mode. What? 0777 permission. Something. So again, what is happening that I'm using the same string here, which you already defined as a variables actually. Can I replace this with the variables? Yes, you can replace it. So come over here. So use double quotes, open the bracket. Just say my file. And here you have already used this. Then you can remove it. Okay. What is it? My dir destination, right? My dir. Right? See, I have replaced this with the variables actually. Again, the same stuff. What you can do that, you can just add this. Now you can run over here actually. The same variable one dot. I can add it, but let me recopy it again. See, I have recopied it. Now what will do? It will save the file. First check the syntax. If there is a syntax error, no syntax error, just try to run this playbook file. Now what is happening that already you have created a file, only the copying has to be done. So failed to own because ch own, okay, owner is a root actually, okay, fine. We will try to remove that. We don't need that ownership. I'll remove this ownership. Okay. Now if I run that playbook file, it will run it. See, it has did the changes here. If we come to the node 1 and under the temp Rajesh directory, you could see that possibility file has been copied. Actually. Same thing even in node 2 also. Right. So what we will do, we'll make one more variable here, something like my pkg package. Okay. Okay, I need to install the Apache 2. Okay, I need to install the wget package. I need to install the tree package. Right, and here if you come over here, so you know that there is a model by name apt model, because guys this is the Ubuntu server. Okay, so this hyphen should match over here, right? The hyphen should start over here. Now what you're doing here, to space name, and here because you need to use this package, you need to install all these packages. You can use like this actually, my pkg, right? My pkg. Okay, what is it here? Date and whether you need to install the package, and then you can even add this update underscore cache is yes actually, or else before that only you have to use it actually. Update underscore cache is yes actually, and then you can do this. Now you know that these two tasks have already been executed. Only will try to execute this third task now. So let me copy this, complete. So open that, go back to your server, open that variable1.yaml. Okay, I can pass this, or again I'll recopy it, so that we're just trying to understand each and every time that how I'm using this variables effectively within our playbook file, right? And I'll save this one. So now let me run that Ansible playbook file. The first task file and a copying has been done. Okay, don't worry about this. This is okay, fine. The third task is apt. You could see that it is trying to install it actually. See, it has installed it in these two servers, right? Whereas here in the third server, it has not installed because this is nothing but your CentOS machine, right? To just avoid it, I can even remove that CentOS IP address. I can remove the third last IP address. I can remove this. I'll only have two IP addresses. This is another Ubuntu's IP address, right? So now it has been executed. So Apache has been installed, wget has been installed, tree has been installed. You can even check cd/var www.html. See, Apache is installed, right? Wget is also installed. See, and tree is also installed. See, these three packages are installed. So everything is installed. So here, with the help of this variable, my package, I'm able to install all the package by using this. So this is how you have to make use of this variable. You have to always use a double curly bracket and close the double curly bracket, flower bracket. Sorry, flower or curly both are same, right? Now in this way, I am able to use my variable effectively, right? Here, but we could see that actually I can make use of this variable here to make it more readable. Actually, what you can do here. Okay, let me remove this. Okay. To make it more readable, I can use this different name, right? This is used to task. Task is, or else this task is used to create a directory. What directory you are trying to create it? My dir directory. Like I'm using this variable here also, right? Similarly here also, and I will remove this hyphen. Correct? Same stuff here. Name. This task is used to copy from to right. Similarly, and after this, okay, you can remove this. Similarly, if a name this task is used to use for installing the okay, remove. I'm using the variables here also, right? So can I copy the same stuff? Copy it. Come back over here. On this file, just paste it. See. So here, guys, when I'm using a variable, actually, you might ask Rajesh whether I need to use a double quote over here like this. So I have to use a double quote like this here also. Not mandate, not really required actually. You need to use it again because already you have used a double quote. This my dr is already inside the double quote, so you need not to mention anything here in the double quote. Okay, guys. So this looks very good, right? This looks nicer. Now I'll save this file. So Ansible -playbook and specify that YAML. I could say this playbook used to demonstrate variable. See, this playbook is to create a directory. See, says custom directory. This playbook is to copy from it is possible to the temp directory. See, this task is to for installing the package. See, Apache wget 3 packages. See, like this, you are able to even display this message also like this actually, right? So this is how we can use the variables actually. There are many things are the variables. I just started. Sir, any doubts you have, sir? Till here.
All good, Rajesh.
Okay. Now, now, fine. This is fine. But here, if you see the variables actually, if you see the variables, here using the variables, you are using the variables within your YAML file, right? Now you could say that Rajesh, suppose there are some 15 variables are there. Like this here, you are having two to three variables are there. There are some 15 variables are there. Don't you see that your YAML looks very clumsy? It looks very messier, right? Because so many variables are there, as well as you are trying to display these variables and the values to a person who's actually executing this YAML file or the playbook file. So you don't have to showcase everything to the user whoever is executing. Then in that case, what is happening that you can copy this entire variable into some other file, call that file here in your YAML file. That's all. So to do that, what you will do that, what I will do here, I'll do one thing. I'll go to the server. Let me create one variable directory by name mkdir slash my variable something. Okay. So you create a directory by name my variable. Get inside the my variable directory. Here, what you will do that I will open one something. What is the file name? Something, anything. var.yaml something. Okay. So what I will do, I will try to copy this complete variables here like this. See, I try to copy all these variables over here. That's all, guys. All. So you have created a directory, okay, under one directory, under some path, like under slash var my variable. Under that, you have created one YAML file by name myvar, and same thing, whatever it is there, you have copied over here in the same stuff. So what you will do here, you will go back to your here, and you will create one more variable, something like a variable 2.yaml. Okay. So what I will do, I will try to copy the complete stuff of variable 1 to the variable 2, paste it over here, the same stuff, nothing is there. So here what happened that I need not to display over here everything. So what I will do, I'll just remove all this content. Okay. Here what I will do that, here instead of vars I have to use var underscore files I have to use. Okay. And then you have to give two space hyphen, and you have to give the complete path under your server. Where is it? Under, see, my slash variable, under my variable dash, what is the file name? var.yaml. See, like this you have to mention. That's all. So now you could see that actually you're having this, right? So I'll save this file. Now what I'll do, I'll just copy this complete content, and I'll go over here. I'll go back to the Ansible examples. Under that variables, under this I'll go to the variable 2.yaml. I'll paste it. So what are things are there? I replaced everything, guys, right? Now I'll try to run this playbook file. Before running it, let me check if there is any syntax error. What is it? Ansible hyphen playbook hyphen syntax. If I check, it is perfectly fine. Now I'll run this. No doubt this will also run, but now here it will try to refer to the, see, it has already been, it's already been done. All this task is already been done. That's what it is showing as a green color. But you understood, right? Here, what is the intention that instead of mentioning all the things over here, you have mentioned to some variables, some file actually, and by using var underscore file, you are just calling what is that YAML file or what is that file where you are displayed all your, or you have written all your variables like this. But here, the thing is that actually, that there is something which is a priority here actually. Assume that, see, here, my variables slash var, right? Here you are having this variables, right? My variables var.yam, you are having these things, okay? Now assume that actually the in the variables 2.yaml, we're having both var underscore files as well as var also you're having. See like this. See, var. Okay. What is it, sir? My dir slash temp slash Ramesh. My file slash temp, not temp, sorry, slash etc slash fs tab. Okay. My package. So what will give? Hyphen will do something any other package which is coming across with your mind. Anything I can give you an Apache also. Apache and use Samba. Not sure Samba will get installed or not. NFS hyphen utils. It's a NFS package installation and Ubuntu 3.04. So I need to just I want to just know the package name actually. So what is the package name? NFS kernel server. Yeah, this is what I needed actually. What I needed. So guys, we are having two things. You are having a VARs as well as you are having var files also. And here also in the var files, under the var files, that is var.yaml, you are having the same variable name, my dir, my file, my pkg. Same thing. You are using the same variables here also. Now now the question is that in an interview they might ask you, you are having both vars as well as vars underscore files. Which is the priority which it will give? It means that whether it will try to install this one or it will try to install this one, or it will try to whether it will try to refer to these variables or whether it will try to take a variable from this var underscore files. The priority is that always it will try to take from this variable. So whenever you have mentioned any variables inside of files and you are referring to that files by using var underscore files has a high priority than this one. So now let's check whether it will work or not. This will work, but as I said, right, it will take as this as a priority. Now you could see that. I run this playbook. Let's see what is happening. See, it is using the same package, guys. It is not using anything. Correct? It is not using. It means that it has only executed whatever it is there in the var.yaml file. It has not, even though you have already mentioned over this has not been taken, right? Because this has a var underscore files has a high priority than vars. This is what you have to tell in an interview whenever they ask. You are using both in the same YAML file, in the same playbook file. So this is having a high priority, how to say. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So one more thing, here, what is happening is that I'm mentioning over into this files actually, right? Inside a file, I'm mentioning everything, right? Here you could see that my vars, everything. So let me do one thing. Let me, this is the var2, right? Yeah, var2 you're having, correct? So here you are mentioning. So suppose you say that, Rajesh, I don't want to mention any of your variables here in the file itself actually, right? I don't want to mention anything in this variable. Like for example, I'll save this. I'll try to copy this variable 2.yaml to the variable 3.yaml actually. So I'll open this variable 2.3.yaml. Now you will say that, Rajesh, I don't want to display anything variables over here. I want to remove everything. I don't want to use it here in this file. Neither even in the file also, I need not to refer to any of the file also. Right. Now you know very well that if you are having this playbook file and if you run it, assume that you are running like this. Ansible-playbook, okay, variable 3.yaml. What happened? The Ansible playbook file will fail because it is trying to refer to the it is trying to refer to the variables actually, but it is not able to get that variables where the variables values it is getting. It is not. It is neither. It is getting in the same file, nor there is any file where it will want to refer. Nowhere it is able to find out those variables. Now in that case, what is happening is that you can pass in the command line itself actually. How to pass in a command line? You have to use the what you have to use, sir? You have to use -e option, right? -e. What is it? My dir is equal to /temp/Ramesh. Okay. My file is equal to etc tab file, my package pkg, my pkg is equal to Apache 2, Apache 2, comma, what is it for that NFS? Yeah, NFS, this one. So I'm just trying to do it. Now let's run this playbook and just see what is it, what happens here. Hyphen, I think for each and everything I have to use a -e. Here also I have to use -e, and here also for my package I have to use -e. Yes, I missed this -e, so I have to use -e everywhere. -e my dir this one, and -e my file this one. Yeah, -e. So now it will work. See, now you could see that actually. See, it is referring to this. See, now it is installed the NFS kernel package also, as well as it has installed Apache. See, it has even copied the FS tab under the Ramesh. It has created the directory Ramesh. See, go back to here, /temp. Now you could see that Ramesh directory has been created under Ramesh. It has created FS tab file. It has copied it. Same thing over here also. M Ramesh has created, right? So here again an intro question will come for you guys, that even though you are not mentioning the variable, suppose that in the same variable 3 dot YAML, you have mentioned the variable also by using vars, and also you have used my vars or vars underscore files also you have mentioned, and also while so with priority, always the highest priority is that whatever the variables you are passing in the command line, right, that is of highest priority. Second is nothing but the var underscore files, and the third is nothing but the var underscore vars actually. Yes, sir. Okay. So, okay, guys. So that's what you have to check, that which is the highest priority, means whatever you are mentioning in the command line, that is the first priority. So the priority is what? Variables priority. This is a very, very important question which has been asked in interview always. Command line argument is of highest priority. First, second is about the var underscore files. The third priority is about vars actually. So this is what the first priority is this, second is this, and third is this. That's all. Okay. So that's all, guys, for the today. Any doubts if you have, let me know, or else we will stop the session. So we will continue the variables tomorrow. So because variables is a very lengthy topic, so I'll be continuing tomorrow also. Plus tomorrow we will be continuing. After the variables, you have to learn about the Ansible loops. What are loops? Ansible loops, and even Ansible conditionals. But also have to cover tomorrow. Okay. So chalo then. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Somebody can stop the recording. Okay. Chalo, it's not working. Okay, I will stop the session.